Hi, welcome to Undead Yarn. This is episode 101. My name is Heidi. You can find me on Ravelry as Nitty Girl and on iTunes, not iTunes, no more iTunes, YouTube as, you can look up Undead Yarn, and then you can find me as Undead Yarn on Instagram. And also on Twitter. How's everybody doing? This is going to be a fairly short episode. These days I've been feeling completely overwhelmed. And I know y'all are probably like, you're on summer break, what are you talking about? But every year I save a lot of things to do for the summer. And every year I don't get them done. And I'm feeling that now. It's hard to be trying to run a business, go on vacation, and I don't know. Anyway, I'm probably going to make this a fairly short episode because I want to get back to doing things because I only have 2 weeks left and some of that's going to be on a vacation. So anyway, the things I'm knitting right now is I'm knitting a test knit for Megan of the Stockinette Zombies, Megan Williams, and it's called the Sheer Fun Top. And I don't know if I can show it to you, so I'm not going to be showing that, but I'm doing that, and I'm up to this area on it, and I'm about ready to knit in the round. And let's see, is that the only other, that's the only thing I have on the needles right now, because I just finished some things, and some of them are things I don't have to show you. I've been working on making sock blanks on my knitting machine. There's another thing that I wanted to learn this summer, and I wanted to also learn weaving and sew some pants, and none of that happened. So anyway, I finished my socks by Yarn that are sport weight, and these are this is some yarn I bought at the Knitting Cup at the end of the school year, and I love them. I think the colors are very, very fun, and it's just sport weight sock. I cast on 48 stitches, ribbing, knit, heel flap. I love heel flap, and that's it. And for my other FOs, they're not quite FOs, except for this one. I consider this an FO. I did a bunch of spinning for Tour de Fleece because I have not been spinning, and so I used it to motivate myself to spin, and I got 8 ounces done, which may not sound like a lot, but for somebody who has not spun anything in the past, I don't even know, 6 months or so, it makes me happy that I got some done. This is Leicester Longwool from Ross Farms that I bought 2 years ago. It came in a little box. I think it was like $10. This is 2 ounces. It was a lot of fun to spin. There is a lot of veg matter in it, but it's farm yarn. And it is not the softest, but it's very lovely. And I think I'm going to use this to knit some soak holders, and I'm not sure. I guess they'll probably will felt because it's not superwash wool, so they will, in the end, they'll be like felted soak cozies because while you use them, I'm pretty sure that you're going to fuzz up. So that's 2 ounces of that. And then I also spun 2 ounces of Romney that I carded into a bat at a class with Clemis and Clemis 2 years ago at DFW Fiberfest. This was a dream. I'd have to go back, and I'm pretty sure in our notes that we took, they told us where it came from. This stuff, it's still, they have these wonderful sleeves. I should have brought one down, I didn't, but they have these wonderful sleeves that after you make your bat, you can roll them up and put them in and store them. And I stored this for 2 years, and I took it out, and it looked just like I had taken it off the drum carder. It was still lovely, and it was a dream to spin. This is Romney, and I can tell you this is a lot squishier than this. I would love to spin more Romney. I'm probably just going to 2-ply this, and I'm not sure what I'll do with it, but I might, since I have a couple other bats that I made in that class, I might put them all together in a project, maybe a cowl or something like that. So I did that, and then I spun 2 ounces of Fiber Nymph Dye Works. This is a BFL mix, and it's non-superwash. And it is in the Reese's Pieces gradient colorway. So you can't see, but underneath, you can't see right here. Let me see if I can get to all the way near the bottom. Underneath there's a brown. It goes from a brown to an orange and a yellow. And I'm just going to 2-ply those together. So that was my spinning for Tour de Fleece. So I did get something done. And I think I'm allowed to show this now that I've finished the another test knit that I was working on. This is called the I'll Be There For You shawl by Lady Fernico Creations. And Lady Fernico Creations is Marlicia from Penhook and Needles. And she also has Lady Fernico Creations yarn. I knit the I'll Be There For You shawl, and I used Yarn Bee. It's called Lux Lollies in the Apple Butter Bash. It's soft yarn, but I don't think I would recommend knitting with it if you don't like splitty yarn and fuzzy yarn, because it was fuzzy all over the place. It's very pretty, and I'm pretty sure it's washable, which is good because I'm probably going to give it to one of my nieces for Christmas. I think it looks beautiful. I love it. It's not as big as I normally like, but my shawl pattern is not as big as I normally like either. This is Shawlette. Now, in the pattern, she had it so that you could turn it around and tie it in the back. It's not long enough for me to tie in the back, and I think this is about 500 yards. It is long enough for me to put on, and it will stay on because look how long the edges are. It will stay on without a problem. I guess you could probably wear it in the front if you wanted to wear it like this, like a big scarf. Let's see, let's do this. I can't get it to look right. Like this, something like this. So you could wear it like a big scarf, or you could wear it like a shawl. It's just not, it's more like a shawlette. But I have the feeling that if you knit it with a bigger ball of yarn, because you can keep going, it's a very simple pattern, so it's very easy to modify. If you wanted to knit it and keep going, you could make it bigger. I think the thing about this shawl that makes it different from the other ones I've knit is that the edges are very skinny. The middle is longer, but the edges are skinny. So it's very pretty, it's soft, it feels nice, it's just very fuzzy and splitty, the yarn. But it's a very easy pattern. If you're looking for something easy that you need to whip out for a present or something, that's perfect. Let's see, what else? Oh, I do have a new yarn line that I dyed and I showed the other day, or actually probably several days ago. I need my coffee. I have not had my coffee yet. It's pretty early. It's not early, but it's pretty early in the morning. This is in my Poly Studio I Knit So I Don't Kill People mug. Which I think is appropriate because I think if anybody messed with me today, I would not be a very nice person. Excuse me, y'all. Like I said, I'm feeling the rush that school's going to be done soon. Oh, I've got fuzzies from that yarn all over me now. See, it's fuzzy. I do have the new yarn I was talking about. It's camel and silk and I think merino. And it's beautiful. It comes in a brown and I've dyed it up and I love the color it came out in. So far I've only dyed 4 skeins of it though, so I'm not going to put it up yet until I have more product to put in the shop. And I would like to knit a sample with it, so we'll see where that goes. Let's see, what else? Oh, I think I've already talked about Houston Fiber Fest. I don't remember. It's been a while since I podcasted. But yeah, I went to Houston Fiber Fest. It was a good show, so thank you everybody who came out to say hello. My next thing I will be involved in is, I think it's called Sip and Knit. It's in Mississippi, and it's replacing a show that they used to have over there. It's going to be in September. I think it's in Vicksburg. And it's replacing a show that they used to have over there that was, I think, kind of towards the end of the school year. but it'll be in September, and my yarn is going with Four Hens Fiber. She's going to be taking a couple of our yarns, not just mine, but also Blue Mule Fiber and Savvy Skeins. So she's taking some Texas People's yarn over to Mississippi. Thank you so much for doing that. And then after that, I will be part of our Central Texas Yarn Crawl like I usually am. I will be at Inskein Yarns the opening day of the crawl. I believe it's Friday, October 5th. And then from there on, I am not sure. I have decided this year that I'm not going to vend at Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Festival. It was incredibly stressful to get all that dyeing done while I was working. And the biggest thing is at the end of the year in April. So March, April, May are our busiest months in the school year. And not only do I have a lot of testing, a lot of other people have a lot of testing. People want help. I don't know, there's just a whole lot going on, and it's hard to do all that and do all the dyeing too. So I have decided I'm just going to attend it. I think I will be a much happier attendee than being a vendor. Even though I did well there, I think I did just as well actually at Houston. So I think the Houston Fiber Festival will be easier for me to do because it's in the summer and I have a whole month to prepare for it after I get out of work. So next year I'm planning, if I get in, I'm hoping I will since I was there already this year. If I get into Houston Fiber Fest, that's where I plan to be doing my next show. I'm considering some shows in August or July. I have not decided for sure which ones I might apply to, but I will let you know if I decide to do that. I wanted to announce, and I also went to SSK. That was a lot of fun. I hung out with all my friends. And I took a class from Kristen Kapoor, who I've always wanted to take a class from. She was really great. I'm going to be knitting her mosaic shawl, and I'm using some Plucky Knitter yarn, and I think I'll be making some modifications that some of my friends also made on their shawl. I have not picked it back up since I started it there. I feel like I'm always starting everything and not finishing anything, so it's on the back burner right now. I'm trying right now to work on sock blanks. Since I've started using my knitting machine, I made 2 DK weight sock blanks. One was a single sock blank and the other was a double sock blank. So I just finished the single sock blank. That's the one I made the Age of Brass and Steam out of. That is blocking upstairs, so I can't show you, but if you look on Instagram, you can see what it looks like. I was very happy with the dye job and the way it knit up. And so I'm working on the double sock blank. I have to dye that one today, and I will be knitting a pair of socks, matching socks with that, and see how that comes out and see if I don't mind undoing the blank. The other nice thing about knitting the sock blank myself is that I was able to use a wider stitch, so the dye will be able to get inside of the, at least in the double sock blank I didn't do it on the single one. The single one was kind of like the regular fingering weight sock blanks are. It was knit not tightly, but you know, it's not loosely knit. The double sock blank, I loosely knit that so that I can see if the dye will get in better. So that's going to be my next project, and that's the next thing I plan to put on the needles. I do have a prize for this month, and I'm sorry, there is going to be crinkling. I guess I will not take it out so that it won't crinkle too bad. But I bought a skein of yarn from Cappy. She had a lot of people are starting to dye mohair blend yarns, and she had one that I wanted to try. I don't think I'm going to be putting that in my shop, but we shall see. I have heard that mohair is good for socks, and I am looking for alternatives to nylon, to merino nylon. I think merino silk or merino mohair or some other mix of yarn might be something that I can do instead of having everything with nylon in it. It's a work in progress. I'm trying it out. We'll see. But she also sent this very pretty gray, blue, red, I think it's gray, blue, and red skein of yarn, and that's going to be the yarn prize for this month. Thank you, Cappy, for sending that. And the person who won, I didn't write them down, the FO thread winner I believe, I can't believe I didn't write them down. You know what? I'm going to have to put them on Ravelry and Earburn, but I think that MCS Theater has won, Deborah has won this skein of yarn. And Deborah, I can either bring that to you next time I see you, or I can send it to you in the mail. You can let me know. The FO thread winner, I believe it was Kate Loss, but I'm going to have to make sure. I'm not quite sure. The FO thread winner gets a $7 or less pattern, but I will ear burn you on Ravelry because I do not want to be saying somebody's name and then find out that it wasn't that person that I drew. I usually draw them ahead of time and I write them down in a book, and I did not put the names into my notes for some reason. So I'm sorry about that. But y'all, this is, I think it's about time. I've been talking about this all year. And I was hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers, but I didn't, so that's okay. I'm sad I lost so many of y'all when I stopped doing iTunes, but it really is, it costs $250 a year, which yes, I can use as a write-off, but not just the money, the fact that they only let you do so much space. YouTube not only is free, but they give you two gigabytes. iTunes, if you want that much, you have to pay extra. So it would be more than $250 for me to put that up. And I was having to compress the videos, and sometimes they'd look good, sometimes they didn't. It takes forever to upload. I don't know why. A lot of times I would get error messages. I don't have that problem with with YouTube. And YouTube is free, so I'm sorry to those of y'all that decided to drop me. I was hoping people would come over, but I guess I have a lot of iTunes people who really want iTunes. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm going to be giving away this skein of yarn. It's called Fishnets, and y'all know I've been talking about this all year. This is the incentive to subscribe to the channel. It's called It's Sixes and Sevens, and it's a 7 striper, and it is beautiful. You can go online if you want to see on Ravelry and see what it looks like. What I would like you to do is you have to be a subscriber to my channel, and I will know that I will have to be able to see that you're a subscriber to my channel in order to win this. So what I would want you to do is make a comment below and tell me what you would knit with this skein of yarn. And I will keep this open for the next month. I probably will not be podcasting again until the very end of August, since I'm going to be beginning back at work, and it will be kind of crazy for a little while. So probably towards the end of August, like today's, the 30th? Probably towards the end of August, I will get around to giving this away on my next podcast. So please comment below and tell me what you would make with this yarn. And I think I'm done. I hope it recorded. I hope the voiceover recorded. I hope everything went okay. I'm facing the other direction. I'm still in the same room I normally podcast in, but I'm facing the other direction because my knitting machine is connected to the table over here. And I'm determined to get whatever I need to get done before I go back to work done, so my husband can use this table for his yearly costume that he makes for Halloween. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say get busy knitting or get busy dyeing.